All right, so I'm in the gym here with Davorin, and there's a topic I want to talk about. Hello, Davorin.
Hello,
How are you?
Excellent, perfect.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Well, there's a topic I want to talk about with you today,
Yeah.
and it's the topic of body transformations.
Okay.
All right, because I'm curious, because I went through a body transformation and you kind of witnessed it over the past year.
Yeah.
I started off, and the goal was to gain. When I came in, I said I wanted to gain 7 kilos of muscle mass
Yes, exactly.
in 3 months. That was my plan.
Very, very ambitious plan, and what I told you, if you remember, that it's almost mission impossible. In 3 months, I think I told you,
Yeah, you told me
some
that.
different periods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was told that within 3 months, I mean, the best I could hope for was like maybe was it a kilo and a bit. Like if I wanted to be lean, the
Yes.
thing was I wanted to be lean. I didn't want to get fat because they said
Facts.
like, are you willing to put on some weight? And I said no, I don't want to. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to
Yeah.
put on some fat. And they said, well then it's impossible because it was the lean bulk that I was going for, right? Lean bulking, where within 3 months you just have a mental body transformation. And so then you guys told me that it would take about a year to get close to what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah, I dare to say it's minimum 1 year. Why? Go to the butcher shop, buy 7 kilograms of meat, and you will see how much it is. And try to put all this meat on your body. So with 7 kilograms, you are a monster. You are a monster. And to do this in 3 months, it's not possible talking about natural way.
That makes sense actually when you put it that way. We went to the butchers and
Yes.
7 kilos of meat. I mean,
And you see how huge amount, how big volume is this. And as I say, if you put this on your body, you are really like transformer. You are transformed totally.
so what's the secret and how is it that people manage to do these transformations in 3 months?
Well, it's possible. There are people who did even more than 7 kilograms in 3 months. But it's totally unnatural way. So it's by using huge, enormous amounts of steroids, growth hormones, steroids. That is possible. And of course, big quantity of food. This is possible even without too hard work.
What do you mean by like so? Minimum, how many times in the gym would you have to go to put on the mass if you're using?
Well, it's like that. More chemistry you are using, less time you need to spend in the gym. Not so much, not so intensive training. And you will have the same results. So less chemistry in your body. If you want to have progress, to get a mass, to increase your power, then definitely your workout should be harder. You should be very dedicated, determined, and to do proper form and to work hard. So I'm talking about maybe minimum 2 hours per day or even more, even 3 hours if you are going on the natural way.
But that seems a bit excessive, 2-3 hours, because you know not everybody has 2-3 hours to put in the work. So how do you
Absolutely.
how do you make it happen if you haven't got the time?
If you don't have time, then you cannot expect sensational results just using good food. It's impossible. You will have progress, but depends about you, how much of your time, how much of your effort, how much of your knowledge you shall invest in your body, so big results you will have. Of course, if you want to go shorter way or more efficient way, you should start using some products.
So that's really the only way. So every time I go in the gym and I see people that have a good physique, big bicep, six pack, chest, a big chest, that's the one, that's the one that seems quite difficult, because even though I did this 1 year transformation, it took a year, the transformation, it's actually all right. It's not amazing, but I'm happy with it. But it's not what I thought it would be. I thought I would have like this crazy defined chest, like the abs I was kind of suspecting I wouldn't really have them for long, because that's like the extra step. But I thought, I'd at least have a more defined chest. It's thicker, but it's not, it's just...
It's volume,
it's
volume, exactly. And it can't be. It can't be, because you need years and years. Very determined workout. And I would say even scientific workout. Or go the other way. So then you can see the people who are transforming really fast. So they are growing that in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it's hard to recognize them.
So how do you tell? How do you tell if someone's using, like, that's the thing I'm curious about, because I'm trying to figure it out, and over the past year that I've been in the gym, I've kind of asked a few questions here and there. I tried to figure out how to tell, and now I just go by weight. If someone's lifting heavier than you should be lifting, I kind of realize that way. But how visually, when you look at somebody, how can you tell between a natural and someone who's using?
Well, what is the first sign? But it's very good if you can monitor somebody practically from day to day or from week to week. Then you see this person on the ground zero, so in his start position. And if this person starts growing, so by growing, first signs are parts close to your neck. So neck, trapezius, shoulders. They become bigger.
That's the first sign.
That's exactly. Because receptors on these muscles, they are more sensitive and they accept so-called benefits of steroids much, much faster. So if you see that somebody become like a bull and the rest of his body is still in some normal dimensions, so then you see some disproportion in this certain body which you are observing. So of course, this disproportion you can also see is difference between forearms, biceps, because usually people pretty much neglect forearm. They don't train them. And to be honest, forearm and calves, they are parts of the body muscles which are very, very resistant. So it means, are you using something or you are natural? It's hell of the work to make them bigger, to make them stronger. Of course, if there is difference, then this difference become, when you are taking steroids, this difference becomes bigger and bigger, because these parts, which easy, like sponge, they are sucking this very useful material, they are becoming bigger. These parts, they practically grow very slow.
Even if you train them?
Even if you train them. So, because there is not a lot of muscles here, and if you don't train them hard, then this disproportion becomes bigger and bigger. So that's this syndrome. I think in one video, your title was something about chicken legs.
Oh yeah, do you subscribe to the chicken leg mentality?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's one legs. They were more or less symmetric. So by using products, upper parts become bulkier, bigger. Lower part is also growing, but this curve of growth is totally different. So these parts become big, upper part, lower part optically smaller and smaller. It's huge difference.
Yeah.
Of course, that a lot of things depends about genetic. That's also important because you can see some people they really have genetically big calves or bigger forearms. So it means if you measure ankles and if you measure here your wrist, it's talking a lot about your body structure. What kind of body you have. I mean, there are science divide body types on three main groups, but could be something in between or so on.
Ectomorphs, mesomorphs.
Yes, endomorphs. So it's determined. So by measuring this and your height, if you put them in a relation, you can find somehow your ideal weight.
So wait, tell me that again. If by measuring my wrists and
Yes.
my ankles, I
Yes.
can figure out my ideal weight?
Yes, and of course your height.
Really?
Yes,
How would I do that?
there is some formula.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it means
What is it? This is the size of your foot or something? Your
Yeah.
forearm?
forearm, for example, if you measure here,
Yeah.
so there are some let's say known bodybuilders with only 17 here. No inches, centimeters.
Yeah, that would be
17 inches,
Yeah.
17 inches. It's nice, even nice for the biceps.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm talking in centimeters.
Yeah.
So up to let's say 22, 23. If you have this, then your body structure is heavy. And of course that your ideal weight would be bigger.
Yeah.
That's one point. The other thing which determine also your body structure is your natural. So before you start the training, how wide are your shoulders and how wide are your hips? Because if you have very wide hips, then it would be hell of the work to make your body in this perfect stingray form or V shape form.
Yeah.
Because
The
then,
ideal.
yes, then your upper part should be 1 meter wide, which is mission impossible to get this form.
Yeah.
So this is how genetic
So it's only,
has influence.
Exactly. It's only a certain amount, a small percentage of people that have those genes to get that
Yes.
physique, and then the
Yes.
rest of us, well,
Absolutely.
we have to make do, or we have to. Well, this is what I was told as well. For me, because I have a thick base,
Yes.
a Herculean base, I think it was called. I had to work on my back to have the optical illusion of a thinner waist, so I had to get
Yes.
a wider back.
Exactly.
There's like
Exactly that.
things you can play with.
Because it's not maybe matter of centimeters optically. Because nobody measures you on competition. If you go on stage and you are on this bodybuilding contest, usually they look symmetry and optically. So nobody measures your biceps or your chest, your tight, I don't know, whatever.
So,
Yeah.
so what else is it that we should look for when we see somebody and
Yeah.
we want to know, is this guy for real or is he on some performance enhancing drugs?
Important is that, as I told you, if you can monitor one person,
You need to see where his base was.
where his base was, exactly, where his base was. But knowing these little tricks, if you monitor him, you can see no matter how big he is, you can predict and you can go to the past and see him how he looked in the past. And then if there is huge disproportion, and if this disproportion is made in short period, then be sure that he's full of broccoli.
Full of the good broccoli.
Yes. I mean this multicolored broccoli.
Not
so
the actual broccoli,
yeah,
but
that's it.
the drugs.
Yeah.
So, okay.
That's let's say number one. So you see somebody is growing fast. The other thing is, if somebody is huge and it's growing, and if he lifts ridiculous weights, I mean ridiculous small weights,
Oh, right.
then something is wrong in this game.
So even if you're taking and you're using, like, I don't know, for your biceps, like 15 kilo dumbbells,
Yeah.
you can like explode your bicep.
Absolutely,
on your
absolutely, you
need
can.
Resistance, right?
Well, you need resistance. So more natural you are,
Yeah.
harder and harder you must work. That's also a life philosophy. Let's get the things on easier way, or just fools are sweating like hell, spend their days in gym with some minimum improvement. Let's do this in short time. Let's do this easier, and let's spend the time not in the dark gym. Let's spend outside, enjoy, show to the general population, show our beautiful muscles.
So what's the downside?
Well,
What's the downside to taking like all these drugs?
if you see life and life philosophy before 20, 30, 40 years and today.
Yeah.
Today is formula. I want it fast, I want it now. I want the best. No matter how much finally this will cost me. But in this moment, or in next week, in next month, maybe next year, I shall be the superstar. It's like this.
That's a bonus, right? If you're going to be a superstar, that's why you'll take the stuff.
Yes,
If there's no downside.
that's it. So of course, this you can say, you can compare with something what is happening in universe. So stars, when they are dying, before they die, they have this eruption and they become superstars. After that is collapse.
So a shot to fame and then a descent
Yes,
towards.
and that's the way how they become dwarfs. So they become small, they become dark, and finally they convert in some black hole.
And die?
Yes, yes. I mean, you have a lot of examples. Unfortunately, young people. So usually I don't like to speak about names, but it was well known. Just last year, two of big stars, they died. Dallas McCarver, he was 26 years old. Rick Piana,
He was what, in his 30s or something?
he was 40 and something.
He looked like a mess though. Like I saw a video this morning of
Yeah.
Piana talking about steroids and stuff. I think he told me about this video and
Yeah.
he's like honest about it. But he was like, there's no, I don't see any reason for taking steroids unless you're going to be competing professionally in bodybuilding. If you're not going to compete in bodybuilding, don't take it. That's like his words.
Yes, but point is, he was smart enough to tell to the others, don't do this. But he was doing this frequently. So it's, if some kid of 15, 16 years, 17 years start doing this, then you can say, okay, he still don't know what's behind this. But if someone is 30 years old or more, person must know consequences. And they know, because in this world, they know each other, and there is such a list of such huge names, big names in this sport who died in the last maybe 10, 20 years.
And are the causes of death like explained to the people, or just this person died, like Rich Piana died, causes uncertain, elevations of
Usually,
in his blood?
is it heart failure, or it's kidney failure, or it's but when they are making autopsy, so you can find on net, told by doctor, signed by doctor, analyze of the body and what they found, which substances and quantities. So some of them were 100 times, like level of testosterone was 100 times bigger than it's normal.
And if they were to go off the substance, then what would happen? And stop taking it completely.
Look, depends. These things which you are not saying, I will tell about your inner world. Depends how much damage up to this moment you made to your kidneys, to your heart, to your bloodlines, to your testicles. So definitely it's better stop ever than never. But problem, what's the problem after this visible, what everybody can see. So you don't need some special laboratory to make status of your internal organs, status of your blood. But everybody can see you're shrinking. Because you don't have more this artificial construction material which was bulking you. And you become smaller, weaker. Especially if, let's say, from 100% of this what you have, if was 70 or 80%, if it was based on this artificial, on the chemistry, then of course that you shall totally shrink. So if it's share of these additional things, maybe 10%, 20%, then you shall not so drastically change. For example, if you see, you can compare, if you see Frank Zane, who was 3 times Mr. Olympia. No, he was 1967 to 1969, he was 3 times Mr. Olympia. So he was never huge. If you see him today, he looks perfectly. And there is not such drastic.
He's still alive then?
Yes, he is alive. But he was never huge.
And he was Mr. Olympia?
He was Mr. Olympia.
Right.
He was.
So it is possible to do it.
Yes.
Because it's all aesthetics, right? It's all how you look.
Yeah. But after him, slightly, he started to be popular. Bigger. So it was not more important to be so aesthetic. It was become more mass this was like number one. Bigger, 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 make monster from yourself. The bigger you are, the better you are.
But now it's like even Arnold Schwarzenegger came out and said something about the bloated bellies and like it doesn't look nice anymore. It's just too much, and that should go back to a former self. I don't think everyone out there is trying to be a bodybuilder. A lot of people are freaked out by these massive people.
Yes.
You know what people want is the kind of Hollywood physique, the superheroes. You know.
Yeah.
And so that's a good example. These superheroes. What's going on there? Are they? Because you hear what they do. They have workouts and stuff online.
Yeah.
And they explain what they eat, like loads of chicken,
Yeah.
loads of broccoli, loads of rice,
Yes.
over and over again, and it's not glamorous. And they manage to get the physique. So what are they doing?
Well,
Personal trainers?
it's personal trainer, but it's also be aware of this. I would, let's say, convert a little bit the question. Before it was question, do you know somebody who is taking this? Today it's much easier to find the answer. Do you know somebody who is not taking?
Really? It's so much?
Yeah.
So everybody is on it?
Everybody is on something because
Minimal amounts.
at least minimum, of course. It's not complete cycles for bulking, so they don't need to bulk. But to shred, it's very difficult to make in 2 months, in 3 months, that you get such a form. I mean, you know, on your example, just eating chicken and broccoli.
A lot of that.
Yes, I mean, even if we are talking about chicken, it's also very doubtful how much extra products we are taking with this meat. How much hormones? How much soya? If
The chicken is fed on, right? Like,
yes, exactly. Because with this, it's true. We are losing our testosterone, our natural testosterone, and we grow the percentage of estrogen.
By eating this meat.
Yes, if the base for feeding these animals was soya.
Yep.
So we are converting in females.
Yeah.
I mean
Well, we literally are, you know. Like,
Yeah.
We look at what's going on outside
Yes.
the world.
So that's also one question when we are talking about this healthy and clean food. How much this food is clean? Because today it's practically everything is under control, under some rules. Soya, it's GMO.
Yep.
So tell me please, can you say this is healthy or this is not healthy? You don't have your own laboratory, so you don't know exactly what you're eating.
You would trust the people.
Yeah. So it's nice, it's tasty, and
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta kind of do your own reading and research and
Yeah.
just try and eat as healthy as possible. There's a few books you can read as well on the matter. So, but yeah, that's a whole other bag of spiders right there. What I want to get back to is how to figure out what's going on, because that's the thing. Because there's a sort of a mental health issue going on, I feel, with people that want to strive towards these bodies that are quite difficult to achieve. They're not impossible to achieve, but they seem quite difficult to achieve, especially if you haven't got the time. And then they're sold a program, a 3-month program to follow.
yeah.
And okay, the good thing about that is they're sold an image that they go towards, and so it gets them in the habit of working out. And I have no problem with that; it's great. But then some people just have this body dysmorphia where they don't have the image of the body that they want, and then they start. It gets them down literally. It's more in females than males, but males a lot as well. It's weird. that it's such a thing. But we see all these magazines and we see the Hollywood films, and we have the perception that we must have a six-pack and a chest and all of this, when just being healthy is good.
Absolutely. It's absolutely good, because many of these things, or if we have, you used good word, perception. Perception. That's the key. That they look good, they look nice. If they are made in short time, if they are made unnaturally, they are not healthy. Before, I don't know, 20, 30 years, it was very, very popular and healthy. They say healthy look if you are very dark, if you are burning on the sun. Then finally, little by little, they conclude it's a big danger of cancer if you are too much on the sun, and so on and so on. So things are changing.
Yep. I mean, although it's weird, you know, because now we fear the sun a little bit, and this vitamin D is really key. Important for the whole general health, balance in the body and stuff. You need vitamin D for your mood as well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely that we need this.
And for also to repair your body and stuff. And when we go out in the sun now, we rub all these creams on to protect ourselves. I get it, we burn. I did read a book once that said, don't use the creams, just wear long sleeve white t-shirts and get in the sun for a bit, and then like cover yourself up and so on. But yeah, a lot of stuff is getting blown out of proportion, and
exactly,
we're too fearful of everything.
Yeah, and sometimes it's very difficult to believe in something, because there are so many theories in last few decades about what is healthy, what is good to eat, what is bad to eat. So, producers of margarine, they banned butter. It's total devil.
Yeah, kills you.
Yes. Then many other products. And finally somebody says, yes, but it's not the final truth. So the things are changing. And I think, okay, it's not some theory of conspiracy, but most of these truths, they are created by big companies.
I mean, it's no secret. Stuff comes out all the time, like, you know, the tobacco, how it was before, how they suppressed all the information that said that it caused cancer. They just brushed that aside until it had to come out. And then the sugar industry that came out not so long ago, where it's pretty much the same thing, you know. It's one of the reasons that we're getting so fat. It causes so many problems, so many health problems. It's really addictive. And all of that information was suppressed. And just now it's coming out. And it's a bit too late, because it's a household product, sugar. Everyone's got white sugar in the cupboard. You put it in your tea, your coffee, you put it on your cereal. We eat, it's unbelievable. So that's the big lie that we weren't told. That's one of the main reasons that we're in such a problem.
Absolutely. They it's like that always the winners, they create the history. The same is with truth. These who are above us, they create what's good, what's healthy, what's the best for us. They try to think instead of us and direct us.
Away from nature.
Away from nature,
like,
exactly.
But yeah, so again, away from nature, if we follow the natural way, then, for example, we will get a natural growth that will take time, hard work, and dedication, and the hours. But if we stray from nature and take the medicine, then we'll get the results on the outside. The exterior will look good, but the interior will be rotten.
Absolutely. More you take, more rotten you are. And it's also psychological moment, because once when you stop, or when you are not so much growing as you expect, you become resistant. You are taking more and more, and it's one important moment, psychological moment, because nobody wants to become smaller, weaker, older. And that's making crisis. You lost
internal crisis. Right?
Internal crisis. Because up to now, everybody was applauding you. Everybody was staring at you with open mouth, open eyes. You were a real superstar, and now you start to become a dwarf. I mean, you are converting in your original edition, but you don't realize this. You just feel this moment that you lost 50, 60, 70% of that what you had before.
Yeah.
And this is also very, very, very important moment, you know, and people don't know how to fight with this. Plus real problems, real health problems which you have inside your body.
I'm guessing that's probably worse, right? You've been putting that stuff in your body all those years.
Yeah.
I hear that your testosterone just will never ever be the same again. Like your testicles will have shrunk.
Absolutely.
Your voice will have changed.
Yeah. Look, it's
It makes you go bald as well, I think.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
absolutely
From the inside, and
because it's
yeah,
interesting.
I mean, you'll end your life in
If you have natural higher level of testosterone, you should have more hair on your face, on your body, but also you should become a little bit bald. And of course, if you get extra quantities, so from outside sources, not from your body, then of course this will become more and more significant. So also structure of your face will change. If you have natural more testosterone, usually these people, they have a wider face, stronger chin, and deeper voice. This you can see very good on the female population when they become older, or if they start to take testosterone to become stronger, bigger. Their face is changing totally. Voice. Sometimes I know one person, she has probably deeper voice than I have. And I know how face is transformed.
yeah, I think I've seen a girl like that.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
Yeah. So that's also one of the consequences and one of the signs how you can conclude is someone on the juices or not. No matter is it male or is it female.
Pay attention to their body structure and their
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But it's perfect if you can monitor someone and his progress and his trainings, the way how this person trains. So if it's also this balance in this huge body and let's say weight, number of repetitions, number of sets, total time, under pressure, total time in gym, then you will see if there is this balance, then you know that this person can't be clear. And unfortunately, I would say, if we go back, question is much easier is to answer on the question who is not taking than who is taking.
That's your conclusion. That's your
Absolutely.
your answer.
Absolutely.
Assume everyone is on the juice.
It was like in the 50s. It was very stupid question. Do you smoke? Because it was popular. It was fancy.
You never smoked?
No. No.
Nice.
No. didn't need
'Cause
this.
you grew up like, was it in the 60s? You grew up in, well, you were born in the 50s.
Yes, I'm born beginning of the 50s.
Exactly.
So
kids
it's
were smoking back then.
yeah. So
So that was temptation was all up in there.
well, look, as a kids, you always wanted to be grown up. So of course, that's in those time to prove that you are grown up, you put some cigarette if somebody gave you. If not, then you take from the street the rest and
My God. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So back in the day, everyone smoked. Today, everyone seems to be on the juice. But then, why don't they fear the negative side effects? Because it seems like they're quite. Or if you take a few times, it doesn't really matter. If you do it, if you take like human growth hormone or something along those lines,
Well,
you can get away with it and get the results. Because once you grow to that size, I'm guessing you can then maintain that size and get off it.
well, that's the question. Are you capable to stop on time? And when is time? So what is your criteria? As I say, if your complete success is built with 90% of hard work and 10% from the other sources, it's okay. I think this is not dangerous. But if you discover that this percentage could be changed,
90% juice,
Yes.
10% work.
exactly. I think during this period, you are here in sport, in this bodybuilding, you have seen such people which look too good for the time, for the intensity which they are spending on their workout, on their trainings.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes.
It's 45 minutes to 1 hour workouts, and that's it. Boom,
Yeah.
done.
Yes.
And I seem to be training as hard as they sometimes, and the weight's not even the heaviest as well, so it's a bit weird. So okay, so assume everyone's on juice. Anyone that looks too good, the majority of people that are selling programs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Probably. All right. So you reckon that if they do a transformation, let's say a 3-month transformation, for that 3 months of transformation, they will put in the hard work, but they will probably use an extra boost of drugs or something
Absolutely.
to get them the results so that the contrast is way bigger, so that when people see it visually, they're like, that's what I want. And here's the program to do it. But they don't tell them that there's that one.
They don't tell the final truth. Look, I would talk about your case. So in the 3 months, you were beginner, and usually, beginner has bigger results in first 3 months. Then next 3 months, this curve of progress, of success is going down. So you conclude by yourself how much or how drastically did you change in 3 months?
It's funny that you say this now that I think about it. It's exactly that. It was probably 3 to 4 months. That's when I grew the most.
Yes.
And that's when I noticed, I was like, okay, this is like, I saw a shift. One day I just caught myself just analyzing the before, because I took the pictures before and after. And I was like, okay, that's quite impressive. And then I was struggling. I was eating more and more and more and whatnot, trying to build. But I never seemed to separate from that 3-4 month period. I may have added a kilo or something extra, but I never really separated from it. And you said that.
Yes.
And I kept thinking, I was like, no, like that can't be, because how can it be if you're putting in the work and you're lifting heavier? Because that's what's going on. I was like increasing my weights in that. And it was.
It's very difficult to get against the nature. It's possible, but as I told you, you need to work a long period with minimum progress. Believe me, you can have progress, and you have progress, and you will have progress. But it can't be like that. It's more like that. Sometimes you even go down. It's not necessary that you have some kind of injury, but just you're a little bit fed up and
Less motivation.
Completely, yeah. You are going down, so of course that your power, maybe your volume also goes down. Then you need some extra motivation. And this is moment. This is moment when you decide, okay, now here is crossing. Shall I go this way or the other way? And that's it's shock for the most of the beginners. After these first moments of glory, this we are talking about 3 months, is it 3 or 4 months? But in the beginning, it's more sensational, more spectacular. Then, when you stop with your progress, because you can't go straight all your life. That on each training that you shall make new record, new centimeters, new volume. It doesn't work like that, because body has limits. And that's the moment when people decide, or somebody decide, instead of them, or give them friendly advice, don't be stupid, take this, this will help you, this is healthy, this is perfect, you see, I am taking this, and you see how big I am, how healthy I am.
Everything's fine with me.
Everything, yes, everything is perfect. Everything is perfect until one moment. But it's philosophy. It depends about personality. What's important in life?
I agree. It's your philosophy,
Yeah.
reason to be. Like, what is important for you? Is it really that important to have the sickest body and put your health at risk? Like, that's not, doesn't seem right to me. It seems a bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
So, what would be your advice to somebody who is working out and wants to achieve a body transformation, but hasn't got all the time in the world to get it? Like, what would you advise him to do, and time frame, and a few tips? Psychology, right? Because you got to be motivated to want to go.
Absolutely.
To the gym. Easily give up.
Absolutely. Look, start your day and finish your day with thoughts about beautiful moments in the gym, about fantastic workout. Let this to be present during your day. If you work at least 3 times per week, if you work, let's say, 1.5 hours, but not talking, be focused on work. If you do good program, you can have results, not sensational, but you can improve your physiques, you can improve your health, and this will be additional motivation, because you shall feel very good, no matter that you should be tired after training. But because training is just 1 or 2 hours of your day. The rest of the day are your daily duties. So if you shall feel more stronger, more determined in the things which you are doing through the day, or if you shall go shopping something and you shall carry this easy, this is motivation. This is perfect motivation, because your general status is going higher, higher and higher. And this will somehow force you to come back. And you shall not think, oh hell, again I must go on this level, -1, where it's dark, where people are sweating. You shall be happy. And that's this interaction. Training will motivate yourself. You shall motivate yourself thinking about training and all the benefits which you have. And of course, environment, people around you, your family would be more proud on you. Your kids would say, oh, my father is like this film star, like hero. And I think wife would also look nicer at you.
For sure.
Yes, and also colleagues on your working place.
Yeah.
So generally, I think that good-looking people, they have some better status and better chances to make some results generally in life, in business, in all this wide spectrum, which is making our life.
I agree. I think that it's important to get into the state of mind that you said, to try and link the gym to something positive rather than ensure that it's something you have to do, but something you want to do.
No.
Because it's improving yourself. If you had, like you say, the clay, you can shape everything in your mind. You have an image and you just work away at it. And you can achieve something better physically, and you feel good, and you're stronger when you go shopping. You carry the shopping bags. You're not just taking breaks every 2 seconds when you go to the airport and you're carrying your bag. You're not sweating buckets.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you are digging your garden, fixing your garden for the weekend, whatever you do, I mean, you feel great.
For sure, and it's something we should all strive for. So yeah, I mean, that was. I think on that note, we should have done on that because. It makes sense.
Yeah.
This link the gym to something positive.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as I say, people say you are happy when you are coming. Yes, when I go through this door, my heart starts beating.
We're about to make something happen.
Yes, let's do this. Let's fight. Let's fight again. Let's enjoy. It's pleasure.
Yeah.
Not people say, I'm sacrificing, I'm doing this, and no.
I mean,
enjoy in this. Be happy, and world and life would be fantastic.
For sure. It's like brushing your teeth.
Yes.
You've got to do it, or else your teeth fall out.
Good, perfect.
And your body, you got to work it, or else it just deteriorates and breaks down.
And what I would suggest you, in the future, we can make some videos that we shall show that you can push hard and that you can make exercises with very big weights or natural way. And no matter how old you are.
I'm gonna show you some of that. I've seen Davorin push some heavy weights, so we'll be getting some quick sneak peeks.
Yeah, but in the future could be a wide range of these things to see that everything is possible if it's goodwill.
Willpower and hard work. I see you working all the time.
Exactly.
So there you have it. That's the secret to body transformations. I guess there really is no secret, it's just hard work.
Yeah.
And if you want to get the other way, well then there's a little dirty little secret. Anyway, thanks Davorin for your time.
More than welcome.
Really insightful.
Thanks
and,
a lot.
Yeah, look forward to filming your workouts later on.
Okay, super. So now I'm going to continue. It's my arms day.
All right, well let's take a sneak peek now. What's up?